The 2026 legislative session ended on a rather surprising note. Initially, lawmakers did pass a budget, approved spending bills, and enacted new laws. Legislators were called back to Jackson to deal with some of Governor Tate Reeves's vetoes. In the end, things went just a little south. State Senator Mike Thompson is right here, right now, to talk about what happened. Good to see you, Senator.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
We'll talk about some of the specific bills, but first of all, the House went ahead and did the override vote on the governor's vetoes. It goes over to the Senate, and we didn't see the override. People surprised by that. What happened?
Well, the vetoes have to originate, the veto overrides have to originate in the House where the bill originates. So the House had taken up two bills that had been vetoed, one of them being the Gulf Coast Restoration Fund, revolving loan fund. Those were transmitted to the Senate, and we got stalled out on overriding on the rural health care bill, and that's kind of where the day ended.
Now, there was also portions of a bill related to some opioid settlement spending. Not particularly interested in that, but I want to go back to the revolving loan program with Gulf Coast Restoration Funds. Kind of explain that program, because I know the Coast delegation worked hard on that.
We did, and the way that the original Gulf Coast Restoration Fund code sections were set up, there were grants, and then there was also a section there that allowed for the legislature to create and fund programs. And that's in current law. That was what was existing when it was set up. They'll run out around 2033, I believe. And so the idea was that we would have some of those monies out for certain projects being capitalized by a loan, a low interest loan, that once the project's out of the ground and they go get traditional financing, they could replenish that loan fund, and the future legislatures would have that money available.
Were you surprised when the governor vetoed that? What did you wonder what he didn't like about it?
Well, the veto message was a little unclear from the standpoint he seemed to be critical of the idea of using someone other than MDA to administer the loans.
So when the Senate, in the end, did not vote to override these, a lot of people said, what's the Lieutenant Governor, Delbert Hosemann, he and Governor Reeves have had a little bit of a feud, especially towards the end of the session. Did you expect the Lieutenant Governor to somehow get those override votes through, and is he to blame a little bit, you think?
No, I don't put it on leadership. I think that, on the House side, the Speaker of the House is elected by the members of the House. On the Senate, Lieutenant Governor, who presides over the Senate, is elected statewide. So the dynamics are a little different. I think there were just some senators, particularly Republican senators, who just were not interested in override.